Now, next, here still in the chapter, supplier relationship and partnership, it talks here about three key elements to a partnering relationship. It says here, number one, you want to make it long-term commitment. So it's not for the short term, it's rather for the long term. So a Tazaj will go to the chicken farm and say, hey, look, today we have one branch and we're working together. Tomorrow we have 10 branches. So we want you to be with us. We're going to Taiz. Would you like to open a branch in Taiz so we can go together? We're going to Taiz, to Aden, and we're doing a branch there. So would you like to join us there? So here, when we are going to go and work on the long term, provide the needed environment for both parties to work together, continuous improvement. It must be total organizational involvement. So it's not just a purchasing department. No, it's a big company with a big company, and they both have this relationship that is together. Trust. You want to eliminate any adversary relationship. It's basis of a strong working relationship. Open, frequent communication. Both are mutually motivated. It's a win-win situation. So that's how you want to work with your partners, with your suppliers. And you have to have a shared vision. So maybe we want to be the best Tazaj restaurant that people can enjoy meals for their kids and families. And then the chicken, they want to provide chicken for all of these kids and families. So there's some sort of a shared mission or vision with your suppliers. And here we've got some shared goals and objectives. They ensure this common direction. So we have, the campus that has the direction. So there's, we have got some shared direction. And we must be aligned with each party's mission. So each partner understands the other partner business. So the equitable decisions are made and mutual strategic planning are made. So we're going to Aden. It's a strategic plan for us. And it's also a strategic plan for our suppliers. So we grow, our suppliers grow. This way we maintain high quality. Are you guys okay with this? Now we've got the idea of sourcing. Do you know what we mean by sourcing? Sourcing is the supplier configuration. There are three types of sourcing. There is sole, multiple, and single. Do you know what the difference between these? Sole, that's when it's forced to use one supplier. For example, there is only a sole provider. There's only one person in this, who can provide me with, this special spice. Okay, then it's become a sole. Now, multiple, it means you have two or more suppliers for this item. So it's not that there's only one person who provides it. There are rather two, okay, or more. And it results to better quality, lower cost, and better services. Now here we have maybe more monopoly in terms of your economic terms. And this multiple, maybe it's more of a competition in economic terms. And it eliminates this disruption of supply due to strikes or other problems. So here, when you have a lot of providers, then there is less interruption. The idea of a single supplier, it's a planned decision. Do you know what we mean by planned decision? You decide to do that. You decide to have only one supplier. Remember, that's a single supplier idea. It means that there are a lot of people who provide chicken, but I would like to work with A. Okay, because I want to have a strong relationship with A, and only me and A will work together on making this chicken for our customers. So it's a planned decision. I decided to do that by organizations to select one supplier for an item when several sources are available. And the result is large, long-term contracts, partnership, loyalty, lower costs.
Well, the difference is that sole is forced and this one is patent.
Now the difference between sole and single is that sole is the only one, but single, there are many, but I selected only one. Okay. And then supplier selection, the decision is strategic. The following three questions must be answered. How critical is the item to the design of my product? So I'm getting the chicken, which is the main, or is it just a spice on my chicken that is, very important for my customer happiness with the taste of my chicken? Do we have the technical knowledge to produce this item internally? If not, should that knowledge be developed? So now here you start to think about, okay, so do I want to do my own chicken? So that becomes another question. So is my business do I have the expertise? Can I have the capital and access to the investments and the technical expertise to have my own chicken? Same thing if it's for, let's say, spices. Can we develop these spices by our own, or do we have to go to that supplier? And then, are there any specialized suppliers in producing this item? If not, are we willing to develop such specialized suppliers? So maybe if there are already some specialized, specialized suppliers for chicken, they have the farms, they have the know-how, the technical, the parasites, the bacteria, all of the vet requirements for chicken raising, then we need to make the decision. Okay, we go with one that is specialized, or we do our own. And if we go and we buy from someone else who is this person, we want to do it long term. If there isn't, then maybe we want to develop some supplier that is going to only continue work on this. So here becomes this idea of supplier selection, how you select suppliers. And here, these questions must be answered in terms of the cost, delivery, quality, safety, and acquisition, obtaining of technical knowledge. So how do you select suppliers? You want to check, can these people do it on the quality level we want, on the price level that is acceptable to us and our customers, and is it safe? And is there any acquisition? Do they have the technical knowledge? Do they have enough training? Are they qualified? Do they maintain the standards? Are they certified? Did they fulfill all the requirements of all chicken raising houses? Do they have all of the necessarily tools and equipment to do? Will they deliver on time? So these are all supplier selection criteria. Once the decision has been made to outsource, then the supplier must be selected. Conditions for selection and evaluation of suppliers. So after you select the supplier, do you just continue working with them, or you continue evaluate them? You continue evaluate them and you check them. And so here are conditions for selection and evaluation of suppliers. So here, number one, supplier understands appreciate this management philosophy of the organization. So you need to work with suppliers and you tell them, hey, look, the reason I will work with you and only you is because we believe in the TQM principle that says you work with single suppliers so you can maintain quality. Do you agree with me on that? So if you believe the suppliers believe you and believe in the same concepts of quality as you are, then that's a great start. Supplier has a stable management system. You don't want a supplier that every day they have a new manager, because that becomes not stable. So it's better to have a management stable. Number three, supplier maintains high technical standards. So these suppliers, they have to have some sort of standards. Do you know what you mean by a standard? They have some criteria. There are some performance evaluation. They've got some benchmarking. They have some certifications. They have some process control. They have some internal controls. They have some external controls. Capability of dealing with future technological innovations. They're also able to innovate with the technology. Number four, suppliers should provide those raw material and parts required by the purchaser, and those supplies meet the quality specifications. So maybe there are some quality specifications. For example, every chicken we sell, it's like a 1 kilogram, and they can stick to that. The amount of cleanness, the hygiene level, the delivery, the packaging, the storage, it's stored in a cold refrigerator, temperature not below this, not above that. So suppliers should be able to provide this raw material and parts required by the purchaser, and those suppliers must meet the quality specifications. And then the supplier should have the capability to produce the amount of production needed. Okay, so we need 1,000 units, they can do that, 1,000. In fact, they can do 1,000 plus or minus. Supplier should not breach these corporate secrets. Now, of course, if your chicken are, have a secret, maybe the way you cut them, or the way you raise them, or the way you feed them, or you want to have some secrets, so you can work with this one single supplier to be your partner, and they can also keep your secret. And suppliers should be easily accessible, easy to reach in terms of transportation and communication. You don't want some supplier that you cannot reach by communication, right? You need to be able to communicate with them. They're close, you access to them, you visit them, you meet them. Suppliers should be sincere in implementing this contract. Suppliers should have an effective quality system and improvement program. So they need to have programs to develop and improve their quality on a continuous basis. And then the supplier should have a track record of customer satisfaction and organization credibility, quality of deserving to be trusted. So you don't want to go and work with supplier that no one knows or no one have worked with, or a supplier that all of their customers are not happy with them, or all the time they breach their contracts, or every other day they are in some court because of a lawsuit by a customer. Or you see, you want to work with suppliers who are reputable and can be trusted. Now then, after you select suppliers, you want to do supplier certification. Do you know what supplier certification? Now, the idea of supplier certification is that after supplier selection and approval, the next step is the certification process, which starts after supplier begins shipment of the product. And the process has been described by the Customer Supplier Technical Committee of the ASQ, American Society of Quality, which developed the following 8 certification criteria. So let's see what do they do with the certification. The certification says that there are 8 certification criteria. Number 1, agree on clear specifications that are mutual. Develop justifiable, acceptable, and not ambitious, unclear, confusing. So certification, it says, okay, we first agree on this is the quantity, this is how the chicken look like, and this is how the packaging, and this is the weight, the temperature, and so on. Supplier shall have no product-related lot rejection for a significant period of time. So we agree that you're going to deliver us with the chicken 1,000 units per day for the next 1 year, and you agree that every carton will include 10, and we do not want to reject anything in 1 month. So we can accept, let's say, not accept, we agree that there will be no rejects. Okay, maybe you can agree that no product-related lot reject for a significant period of time. So for 1 month, we don't want twice a month to have reject. We tell you return this. This is not meeting the qualification. Okay. The supplier should have no non-product related rejections, conformities such as wrong count or billing error for a standard period of time, let's say 6 months or 5 years. So we should not have any billing error in 6 months. Okay, so maybe you can have 1, not more than 1. Every 6 months, acceptable level, 1 error. More than 1 error, it becomes like a big breach for certification. A supplier should have no negative non-product related incidents of problems that occur even though inspection and tests showed conformance to specifications for a stated period of time, so 6 months to 10 years. Okay, so there's no negative problems that happens with the inspections or tests shows. So maybe we inspect it, temperature is below, so we don't want to have that at all. Supplier shall have a fully documented quality system, ISO 9000. So maybe we require, you want to work with us, you're going to be my suppliers, you have to be certified, and your certification expires every 3 years, and you need to renew it. You need to be always in certification and management. Supplier may have successfully passed on-site system evaluation. So maybe we go and we visit them every 6 months to check them, and they need to have a pass on that visit. Supplier must conduct inspection and tests. Supplier must have the ability to provide timely inspections and test data. Are you guys okay with these? All right, so we talked about the supplier selection certification.